Good day, everyone. I am Dr. Dream, and I'm taking over the It's All Good show this week. This is Monday morning, and I am in a hotel in Salt Lake City, Utah. I was supposed to be on a plane at 5:20 this morning, but last night after I got to the hotel, I got a text from American Airlines saying that my flight had been canceled. And I was trying to figure out, what the upside of this is. And my thing has always been, it's all good. And if it doesn't appear to be all good, it just means I don't understand it yet. So I went through a process of saying, okay, how does this end up being all good? I'm headed to Kansas City. And instead of getting in at 2 in the afternoon, I'm now going to get in at midnight, hopefully still able to get my rental car, blah, 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 all the stuff. And let me give you a little bit of background. I was driving the 2 hours and 40 minutes from my home in American Falls, Idaho to Salt Lake City, and my Jeep, which is nearing 100,000 miles, started having the coolant light started going on, and it would be on for about a minute, and then it would go off for 20 minutes, and then it would go on, and then it would go off for like 10 minutes, and then it got to a point that it was just staying on, and I didn't want to get stuck. It was Sunday late afternoon. I had a Zoom call that I was trying to get to, and just really wasn't sure exactly what to do, but I knew I didn't want to get stuck on the side of the road. I mentioned in a Facebook post last week that I'm testing out some new quantum wellness healing tools. And I took the bracelet and I set it on the dashboard, and the light went off, and it stayed off until I got to my hotel. So it stayed off for 40 minutes after it had been staying on, and it was just getting worse, worse, and worse. I will be reporting about these quantum healing tools in the very near future, but how cool that I got to have an experience with that and just had received the quantum bracelet in the last few days. So tremendously grateful for how that works. I get to the hotel, I'm doing the Zoom call, and I get a text saying American Airlines cancels my flight. Uh, and so I'm like, what am I going to do? And I was thinking, you know what? I mean, it's going to be a long day. Instead of getting up really early in the morning, you're just going to be up late at night. So it was kind of a trade-off there. And I'm going to miss some time with my daughter and son-in-law and my grandson. But I had time this morning to take the Jeep in to a Jeep service center here near the airport, and they are going to take a look at it and see if by the time I get back on Saturday, I'll be able to pick it up. So say a little prayer for my situation, but I'm feeling it's very much intact. And one of the things that keeps me balanced in life is that thing. It's all good. And if it doesn't appear to be all good, it's just that I don't understand it yet. And another way to look at that whole thought process is, what's the silver lining? Okay, stuff happens to all of us every day that we just didn't plan on. And we can get reactive and be all pissed off and upset because that's not the way I planned it. Or we can stop and we can breathe and we can ask ourselves, what's the silver lining for this? I know everything's all good. So how does this play out being all good? And look for those answers. And believe me, it is so much better than getting reactive in the beginning. And it's a positive. healthier energetic to approach life and all the chaotic things that life can bring us. Now, my newsletter this week, I have a couple things I'm just going to touch on. If you're watching this, you probably got the newsletter, and that's why you were guided to this. If not, go to itsallgood.com and sign up for our newsletters. They go out every week. And this week, one of the topics in the newsletter is all about the reminder of how life is so very fleeting. I got a Facebook message a couple of days ago from a friend of mine, someone I originally met in Sedona 25 years ago. And she was a very special person. We got to see her quite a bit. She worked as a cashier at the health food store called New Frontiers, which is now Whole Foods. And she sent me a Facebook message and she said that she had these health issues going on and she was now in the hospital in hospice care and that just it was not, it was only going to be a matter of time. And I sent her a message right away and said, "Hey, it's good to hear from you and let's have a conversation. I'd love to talk to you." And a couple of days later, we had the opportunity to have a conversation. And what I found was that she was incredibly balanced, that she was at peace. Um, and it warmed my heart because in my interaction with her, everything had always been at a very happy, energetic, and pleasing level. And I didn't know what the conversation was going to be like, but I know that it's she showed up, she reached out to me, and it was important for me to reach back out to her. But the reminder for me was that life is fleeting, no matter how long we end up living, and that truly it goes by in the blink of an eye. And so, what it reminded me was to be present, to pay attention, and to let ourselves really feel it all. And the biggest reminder was that everything that we're experiencing, everything that we're perceiving, it's for us. It's all for us. And just the reminder to love your people today and every day, and especially to love yourself. And so that's a pretty much almost verbatim what's in the newsletter, but hey, you got to hear it straight from me. And then I had an experience this past week with some people that are very dear to me in my inner circle, and they've been very supportive of me. And then there was a situation that came up, and anytime something shows up in our lives, it's asking us to step up to it. It's nothing happens by chance. And so there is a energetic that I look for in myself and I look for in the people around me. And it's about integrity, it's about personal evolution, and it's about transparency. And for whatever reason, these folks didn't respond to the situation from any of those energetics, from their integrity, from their personal evolution, and certainly not transparency. And it bothered me because I have a deep love for them, and yet I'm really clear with God source, the universe, who I choose to be in each moment, and I choose to surround myself with people that are of that same energetic. And if people aren't, I'd rather not have anyone around me. That's how strongly I feel about it. And it's not hard, or it is hard to lay down that rule and to live by that. A lot of times, I think maybe it's easier to not address it and just to cut people slack and to say that's not who they really are, and yet that's how they're showing up. And so it was a challenging moment for me, but it was as though in my world that God source the universe was saying, what are you really about? And I answered from that place of my truth, and I will always answer from that place of my truth. And so here we are, another week. The Jeep's getting fixed. I'm still on my way to Kansas City. I've still got few hours before my plane leaves, and just really putting myself out there and being real and transparent, and because that's what life ends up being about. And if I'm going to share something with you, it needs to be at the highest level. And the greatest things I can share with anybody is related to exactly what I'm going through, because I know we're all going through things. And maybe my stories help you in your situations and in your life. We've started a new group on Facebook called EE System Enthusiast 2.0, and it's to share the energetics and information about EE system, but beyond that, it's to hold a high frequency and to share what serves us all at the highest level. Um, and I think it's great for us all to have a place to do that. I'll be making a big announcement next week and making some changes in what we're doing this year and in how I'm doing it. And so look out for that. If you haven't joined the email list, go ahead and join it. It's allgood.com. If you haven't joined, subscribe to my YouTube channel. It is the @ symbol DR Dream Lives. And I've been posting some pretty cool drone videos. That's one of my hobbies. And I think I'm getting kind of good at editing and stuff like that. I used to only do drone photos, and now I'm immersing myself in videos. And most of all, I want you to know that I'm here for you. And if you're watching this, well, since you're watching this, I want you to know that we're connected. And you can go to itsallgood.com and book a 20-minute phone call with me. It integrates with my calendar. There's no charge for it. We can talk about anything you want to talk about. I did a great phone call the other day with a friend of mine who wanted to know all about healing bowls and frequencies and things like that. It can be about essential oils, crystals. It can be about something going on in your life, your health, whatever it is. It's just if you're looking for someone to talk to. And I'd be more than honored to be that person. So this wasn't going to be a very long video this week. I appreciate you taking the time to watch this. And by all means, let's stay connected and let's assist each other in maintaining a high resonance and a high frequency so we can get through these chaotic times and continue to do what it is we came here to do. So, this is Dr. Dream reminding you it's all good. And if it doesn't look that way, we just don't understand it yet. Have an excellent, excellent week.